A New Orleans grand jury indicted 4 alleged gang members on murder charges in the homicide of Magnolia Shorty, along with Jerome Hampton. According to police reports, on December 20, 2010, Magnolia Shorty, born Renetta Yamika Lowe Bridgewater, was shot and killed in a double homicide in New Orleans. She was sitting in a car with her friend Jerome Hampton when it was riddled with bullets. Magnolia Shorty and Jerome were shot several times before crashing their car into a gate of a nearby apartment complex. Both victims were pronounced deceased at the scene. Renetta Yamika Lowe Bridgewater, known by her stage name Magnolia Shorty, was a rapper from New Orleans, Louisiana. Magnolia Shorty was one of the first women signed to Cash Money Records. She received her nickname from Soulja Slim, also known as Magnolia Slim. Magnolia Shorty was born on September 30, 1982 to Brenda Lowe and Raymond Fletcher. Her dad was a keyboardist and musician who performed locally in New Orleans. She was raised in the Magnolia Projects by her mom, who kept her in church. Inspired by her father, Magnolia Shorty started writing raps in a notebook. Her sister noticed her talent initially, then her mother discovered her craft later on. Magnolia Shorty's family was in full support of her music career. Brenda Lowe bought her daughter a tape recorder to help improve her craft. Her mother was surprised, after seeing a crowd at a New Orleans block party took a liking to Magnolia Shorty. Although she was impressed, Brenda didn't like the explicit lyrics, but she saw past it. In New Orleans, the music is defined by the call and response, as well as dancing. There was an alluring attraction behind Magnolia Shorty's music that exhilarated the city. Once she found local success throughout New Orleans, she released Monkey on the D, a popular song that was widely considered a bounce classic. After working hard to make a name for herself, she was approached by music moguls, Ronald Slim Williams, and Brian Birdman Christopher Williams. The record executives signed Magnolia Shorty to Cash Money Records in the early 90s. She was on the roster with Lil Wayne, Juvenile, and B.G. Magnolia Shorty collaborated with her fellow label mates in the beginning of the 90s. She appeared on Juvenile's song, Third Ward Soulja, released in 1997. Magnolia Shorty was attributed to spreading bounce music throughout the South, and was crowned as the Queen of Bounce. The New Orleans rapper most sought-after songs includes, You're the One, That's My Juvie, Smoking Gun, Monkey Part 2, etc. There were a lot of participants that took interest in the music industry. One of them was Jerome Hampton, aka Man, who was from the Magnolia Projects, and he had a ferocious past. He had recently got out of jail, and Magnolia Shorty took him under her wing. Although her family strongly advised her not to. Just before Christmas, on December 20, in 2010, Magnolia Shorty was booked for a show, and was heading to her apartment before leaving town with Jerome. As she pulled up to the gates of Georgetown of New Orleans apartment complex, another car occupied by a group of men pulled in behind them, and cut the victims off before getting out, and opening fire in broad daylight. Looking for a way out, Magnolia Shorty crashed the car into a wooden fence. Unfortunately, the pair didn't make it out alive. Magnolia Shorty was only 28, and Jerome was only 25 at the time of their passing. The site of the crime scene was eerie. There were over 100 shell casings on the ground. Magnolia Shorty and Jerome were both shot 26 times. Many of her family and friends expressed she fell into Jerome's altercations. And they believed she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Magnolia Shorty was laid to rest on December 30, 2010 at the Fifth African Baptist Church, and was buried at Mount Olivet Cemetery in New Orleans, Louisiana. The funeral was paid for by Cash Money, and the whole team went to honor her. There were 2,500 people in attendance. At the time of their death, police couldn't uncover a motive and didn't have any suspects. It took 4 grueling years to get a break in the case. On July 23, 2014, Gregory Rabbit Stewart, a gang member, confessed to being one of 4 men who fired more than 50 bullets into the Bounce rapper's Chevrolet Malibu that killed Magnolia Shorty and Jerome Hampton. McCoy Rat Walker, Terius T. Red Oni, Rico Freaky Jackson, and Tyrone T. Bone Knockham were indicted on 2 counts, each of second-degree murder. Gregory Stewart and 4 other men connected to the 9th Ward Street gangs, 3NG, and G Strip, sought to kill Magnolia Shorty because of an ongoing gang feud, federal prosecutors said. The bullets that hit Magnolia Shorty were reportedly intended for Jerome Hampton. Magnolia Shorty was collateral damage. For his cooperation, Gregory will not face prosecution for their killings as part of the terms of his plea agreement. All 4 of the men indicted on state charges are alleged members of the gang 3NG, and were charged along with 16 others in a sweeping 30-count, state racketeering indictment, in June 2013. A judge set a bond of $1 million for each of the 4 men, and all of them are in custody. Second-degree murder convictions, in the state of Louisiana, carry a mandatory life sentence. When the news broke, many people were in disbelief. And the sad reality was completely devastating. Even with such sorrow, her loved ones remain hopeful that she will get justice. Magnolia Shorty's music stood the test of time. During 2018, she was featured on In My Feelings by Drake, and Wobble Up by Chris Brown in 2019. Expectantly, her legacy will live on. Rest in peace Renetta Yamika Lowe Bridgewater, aka Magnolia Shorty. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Fateful Files.